everyone. Okay, so today I didn't really do anything at all. I had a very, very lazy day. I kind of, after my husband and my daughter left this morning for school, I went back to bed. I was feeling really tired. I had a long weekend of work and still getting over this illness, which I'm going to update you on kind of now. I just felt really worn out and I needed to rest. So I slept a little bit and then I went and had lunch and then I sat and I watched YouTube. That's all I've done pretty much for the day. I needed it. Okay, so tell you a little bit about this thing that I've had that's made it so hard for me to film and pretty much do anything. It's a virus and it's transmitted by mosquitoes. It's called chikungunya, and I'll put links down there if you want to see more about it. Basically, I was on set doing makeup for a video, for a movie, and we were in a warehouse, so I wasn't able to sit down. So like the whole day we were all standing up. We were all tired. And so after 8 hours on my feet, literally, my feet were hurting. And I thought, I didn't even think about it. It's like, I've just been standing up and doing makeup standing up on location, running around. And it was special effects makeup too, so it's like a lot of blood and walking back. Anyway, but I started to develop a headache. So I went home, and you guys know I have sinus things. I suffer with sinus issues sometimes. And so I went home and I took some medicine for my headache because I just thought it was my sinuses. And I went to, I just lay down, had a nap. And when I woke up, usually my headaches will ease so that I can get up and do what I gotta do. And it didn't ease, and it got worse. It felt worse. I could not move. It was so bad. It was such a bad headache. But it didn't feel like a migraine, and because I get those too. So, yeah. And I went back to sleep. Basically, I tried to sleep. Didn't sleep very well. But throughout the course of that night, I got more and more uncomfortable, and all the achiness in my legs started to resolve themselves into my joints, and to the point that my ankles hurt. All of my, literally every single joint you can think of, my toes, all the bones of my feet, my ankles, my knees, my hips, my wrists, elbows, fingers, shoulders, everything hurt. And so Sundays, when I started getting sick, that Monday morning I woke up was when everything was hurting really bad. And I was just feeling really generally sick. And then kind of mid-morning, the Monday, the fever started. And my fever went up to 103 point something. And it was aggressive, and I was in bed the whole day. The next day I dragged myself to the doctor to be told that they couldn't test for it just yet. I have to come back in 2 or 3 days, and even then they might not test for chikungunya because it's similar to dengue, and that they would probably just test for dengue, and if it turned out negative then they'd write me down as a possible chikungunya patient. And I was like, whatever, okay, fine, maybe I have dengue, maybe I don't have dengue, let's see. There are some critical differences between dengue and chikungunya, which I'll get into in a second. So, around about the Thursday, well, the Tuesday I still had a fever. By Tuesday night, the fever had started to go away. By Thursday, it was completely broken, but I still couldn't really get out of bed. By Saturday, I could move around, felt a little bit better, but any standing up for any period of time, that left me feeling completely weak and tired, and just absolutely horrible. And I felt like that for a couple of days, and then by the middle of the next week, all the joint pain started to come back. And the same Saturday, I started to develop a rash on my hands and my feet, the palms of my hands and the soles of my feet. It didn't actually look like a rash at first. It just looked, my palms looked really, really red and sore, and they felt like if I had touched something very hot. They were burning and itching, and they felt tight, and it was weird. Bottom of my feet, same thing. And then throughout that night, the rash started coming up on my legs, on my arms, on my chest, on my face, which is a red flag for it being chikungunya, not dengue, because dengue, the rash from dengue fever generally is from the neck down. It doesn't get onto your face. Plus, the rash comes up while you have the fever, whereas with chikungunya, apparently, if you do get the rash, not everyone does, but if you do get the rash, it comes up after the fever has broken. And I'm sorry if you can hear crickets and stuff, because I'm on my back porch and it's nighttime. Anyway, Uh, so the rash lasted me about 4 days. It was itchy. It was annoying. It wasn't as bad as some people's rashes. I think that's because I was already on antihistamines for my sinuses. So I think my rash settled down. But then a couple of weeks after that, my palms peeled. And now, 10 weeks later, my feet are still peeling. It's really gross. But basically, since the middle of that second week until now, I have been struggling with severe joint pain. And apparently with chikungunya, you can have, there's 3 phases. There's the acute phase, which is when you get it and you have the fever, and then and you have the rash. And then once the rash is gone, that's the end of the acute phase. In a couple of days, if your joint pains start to come back, then it's what's known as the subacute phase, which can last up to 3 months. And then past the subacute phase is the chronic phase, which is where people will suffer from arthritis-like pain in some or all of their joints for up to 2 years. And I mean, the numbers vary, but either way, it's just awful. It's horrible. It's very painful. It's very tiring. I can't, my right elbow is very, very painful. I can't straighten it. My right wrist, same thing. This knuckle, the second knuckle, it's very, very painful. Also my thumbs, I can move them now, but like when I wake up in the morning, I can't. They're very, very sore, and I think my little finger joint, this one hurts a lot. Both my knees hurt, my ankles and my feet hurt very much. So walking, like, you know, to flex your feet as you walk, it's just really, really painful. So that's what I've been dealing with, and it's been very hard to sit still, to get comfortable in general. It's also really hard to try to look pretty when you feel like shit, you know? I mean, to talk about makeup when you feel like crap. And I mean, I've been doing stuff, and I've been, you know, and I work. So I save my energy for when I'm working, because I am a makeup artist. This is my job, and that's how I pay my bills, and you know, so I've been doing that and saving my energy for my work. But like, I ended up missing all of my Halloween videos that I had planned. As a result, I ended up not having enough material to apply to cinema makeup school, which is very depressing, which means I'm going to have to wait till next year to do it. But I mean, on the bright side, it means that I have a whole year that I can do a whole lot of stuff in. So I'm upset about it, but I'm not as upset, I guess, because it works out in my favor. But in any case, I did do Halloween makeup for private clients, and after those 2 days, so Friday the 31st and then November the 1st, we had various parties and stuff going on in Barbados, and I did lots of people for that. By the end of that, by the Saturday night, I could not walk. It was so bad. My ankles, it was the first time that my ankles and my feet were swollen. I had to soak them in hot water and Epsom salts, which made it a little bit better, because I was moving house the very next day. It's Saturday the 2nd of November, I was moving house. And yeah, so and that was unbelievable. You guys have seen a little bit of my house, my new house. But that's pretty much where I'm at. That's why I haven't been able to make videos. And I'm trying to get back into making videos now. I have started going for acupuncture. And I had my second, you saw that yesterday in yesterday's vlog. I have had up to my second appointment now, and I'm cautiously hoping that I feel like it's getting a little bit better. I still have quite a bit of pain. My wrist can't flex the way that it used to, and I feel the pain all in the tops of my hands. But I do feel as though my joints are now not painful in the same way. It feels almost now like it did when the very first time I started it, like I've been standing up for too long. That's what it feels like, instead of feeling like concentrated pain in my joints. But I do get very stiff still. I was still stiff this morning when I woke up. If I sit down for a long period of time and try to move, I'm stiff. But Renata, my acupuncturist, she said that generally people will start to see a marked improvement after the 4th treatment, so we'll see. But that's my update on my chikungunya madness, and why I haven't really been filming, and what's up, and yeah. So it's not really very Christmassy, but that's Vlogmas day 3 for me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.